Welcome to Frequency and Bioresonance, an innovative healing tool in quantum wellness. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we're so excited you're here and that we can share all about frequency healing and bioresonance with you. So, let me just introduce myself. My name is Nicole Rodriguez. I am a certified holistic health practitioner specialized in energy healing, bioresonance, and frequency, as well as emotional, physical, and spiritual wellness. And I'm also a co-owner of Blue Sky Healing. And I'd like to introduce my colleague, Naomi Luz.
Hello, all. I'm Naomi Luz, a bioenergetic attunement coach, business system strategist, and owner of Divine Impact. I help Christian moms develop holistic habits for creating their dream life in both wellness and business.
Okay, so let's get started with a little background. The original AO technology was first offered as a $38,000 machine used in holistic health clinics around the world and was based on technology from Russian and German scientists. These scientists discovered that 120,000 frequencies in the human body represented an optimal state of health. Initially, the AO was primarily used to help balance astronauts in space, which I think is amazing. And in the last 20 years, it was released to the public for personal use. And then in the last decade, the inventor Lawrence Swenson and the engineers behind the AO have been able to get over 95% of the large desktop unit into an app without losing any accuracy or quality of the scans or harmonizing frequencies.
So it all began with humble beginnings. So that's Lauren there. It started in the 1980s. It was his dream for his son to one day live a life free from the restraints of cerebral palsy. He traveled the globe, as any parent would, searching for solutions to collaborate with doctors and programmers and scientists. His tireless pursuit led him to develop his first innovation. It's a frequency, light, sound, and motion machine called the Theta Chamber. So he hasn't stopped creating new technologies for more than 30 years. And miraculously, his son now has minimal signs of cerebral palsy. He is a black belt and can actually speak 5 languages.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the scalar wave technology that the AO uses. It's a completely safe form of wavelength energy that does not have any electrical or magnetic components to it. Scalar waves were studied extensively by Nikola Tesla and are a lossless energy, meaning they don't change, deteriorate, or alter when sent across distance through any material, substance, including metal or time. They carry any frequency that is programmed into them and can be sent anywhere in the universe instantaneously because they travel faster than the speed of light.
So, this is what Nikola Tesla said. If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And that was the catalyst to how he developed this technology.
Now, moving on to Dr. Royal Rife. In 1934, Dr. Royal Rife helped 16 cancer patients become cancer free using his beam ray technology frequencies. And the AO actually does contain a whole Rife frequency set as well. The ultimate goal for everyone is to be able to have access to this app to scan their bodies, know the status of the overall wellness at any point of time, and to use the scanner as an educational tool to improve their health and help others do the same. Not only can scans be completed on anyone anywhere in the world, but harmonizing frequencies also can be broadcasted to anyone anywhere as well.
So, Albert Einstein, he was absolutely correct when he said future medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. He said, match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics.
So everything is energy. Every cell and organ in the body has their own distinctive vibrational frequency. When these frequencies are disrupted, whether by injury, diet, stress, emotion, it results in a disruption of that biological function. When not addressed, this can bring about fatigue, depression, illness, disease, or even death. Over the past 20 years, these vibrational frequencies have been isolated, identified, and cataloged.
So, using the AO app, we can find the root cause and start connecting the dots. So, we wanted to share this image. It's about the above the surface of symptoms. So, typically, when we feel discomfort or disease, we're feeling things like physical pain, a loss of interest, irritability, maybe a lack of energy. Many of us deal with that with our busy schedules. But when we dig deeper and look to find the root cause of the problem, we find other things like excessive stress, we find chemical imbalances, potential serious or mild illness. So there's so much more beyond the surface that we can identify when using the AO app.
So now we want to tell you a little bit more specifically about the app. The AO identifies specific frequencies in the human body using a database of more than 120,000 different frequencies. And these frequencies are the same in every single person. So it's a biofeedback device, it's an educational tool to check your body at any time of day, and it restores balance to the body, mind, and spirit. It's an affordable app that can scan, optimize, and harmonize your entire body and all your family members and animals multiple times a day.
So, inner voice. This is one of the app components. So, it's a particular scan you can run. And what it does is isolates and analyzes over 8,000 frequencies across this 12-note octave of your vocal tone, pitch, and pattern. So, you actually will speak into the mic and it'll record your voice. It'll identify emotional imbalances and then creates harmonizing music to balance your emotional state using those notes, radionics, and other frequencies. It uses the same software as a lie detector to be able to obtain the most accurate results.
So let's take a look at an inner voice report. What this one is showing is conditional love versus unconditional love. And we see that the corresponding note here is related to the octave F. Now, the positive emotions associated with this octave are listed here in the bullet points, and the negative emotions are listed in the bullet points below. When this is out of balance, the person may be feeling more of the negative emotions and less of the positive emotions. So we want to increase the positive emotions and decrease the negative emotions. And we'll see on the body on the left, we can see the organs that are being affected by this being out of balance. And then on the right, you'll see that the supportive note to help put this back into balance is in the octave of B. And when you listen to this supportive note, the frequencies underneath the music are going to help bring you back into balance. What I love about this too is we incorporate color therapy. So if you see the violet color therapy glasses on this slide, these can be used in conjunction of listening to the music. So you'll put your glasses on and listen to the music, and you're going to benefit from the color therapy as well as the frequency healing. And violet actually supports wealth, creativity, wisdom, self dignity, devotion, peace, mastery, and independence. And then we're going to take a look at, sorry about that, guys. We're going to take a look at the sub emotions here. Um, so you'll see that love, lack of feeling, and emotional inertia are coming up as sub emotions. And these emotions can be your own, they could be absorbed from maybe friends, coworkers, loved ones, or these can be inherited emotions. So just keep that in mind. Um, then if you look under the vital section, you'll see that iron is coming up as being out of balance. And then B9, which is folate, that is showing out of balance, and also B3, which is related to niacin. So with these showing out of balance, you're going to listen to the music, and the frequencies for these specific vitamins and minerals are going to also be in the music to help correct this energetically, which in turn will help the physical balance of this. But you might want to keep in mind that the vitamins that you are taking, if your iron is low, maybe you need a better iron supplement, or to start an iron supplement. I usually recommend like raw vitamins, as being a little bit easier to absorb in the body. So maybe the B9 and B3 for this particular client isn't being absorbed. And then we look under potential causes, and you see the brain spine connection issue. There's a mold fungus showing up, which is a black mold. And this could be the energy of black mold, or it's the frequency really there in the body. So if there was exposure at some point in time, the frequency of that hasn't left the body. So it is important to look at detoxing some of these things if you find something like black mold in there. And then food sensitivities, this could be showing that maybe you have on an IgG level, just a little inflammation in the body happening when you have grains or gluten. And then under the imbalances and suggestions, when you listen to the music, you're going to actually help to balance out the liver, the duodenum, and the pancreas. And it does give you specific physical suggestions to do for each of these as well. So I like that you can work on the energetic and the physical at the same time. So it's a great way to really see what's going on in your body and take action with it.
The next module is the vital scan. So, this scans the energetic state of your blood biology, and it does so in over 800 items. It will scan in less than 3 minutes and is equivalent to getting about a $30,000 of blood work done. It will identify the energetic imbalances in the body. So, it's looking for things like toxins, hormone imbalances, micro, macro minerals, mold, bacteria, parasites, heavy metals, and more. Scans it and then sends you this balancing frequencies guide the body towards homeostasis, and shows results based on whether the frequencies are in or out of range. So if you see the photo on the left side, you have a bunch of different colors there, but the ones that we look at more so when we're working with clients is we'll look at the green and the red. And so green means it's in range, it's that middle portion, and then red is out. So it's either too high or too low.
So I know there's a lot of color on here, a lot of like reds and greens, but this is an example of what things that we see in a vitals report. So starting with the digestive acids and enzymes, if you look at the right side, that's a little grayed out, that was prior to sending the balancing harmonics. So yeah, this side you can see that there's a lot of things that are out of balance for this client. And after receiving the balancing frequencies, you can see that a lot of these energies shifted back into balance. So this is a really great example. Sometimes you won't have a perfect like scenario like this. I'm seeing like pretty much everything that was red all over here is
That's what I
shifting
was going to say. It looks
frequency.
really good now.
It looks really good, yeah. But sometimes what will happen is you might see like there might be an area that stays red and red. And that might be something that you might want to do some energy work around, or maybe through using the app, you can send frequencies for that specific thing. So it's a great way to really identify like over time, like what things might need a little bit more work.
We have PET scans. So, very similar to what we talked about with the vitals, we have the same markup for pets. All animals have their chakras. And so, this image will demonstrate exactly where the dog and cat chakras are placement on their body. And it'll work the same way with the reds and greens.
And I love that animals have paw chakras and tail chakras. I mean, it's just incredible. And they have added actually PET scans for horses as well. So we do have quite a few holistic veterinarians who work specifically with horses that use this application as well. So now we're going to look at the comprehensive scan, and this is similar to an MRI or a CT scan. So this will scan all the physical components of the anatomy of the body, including arteries, veins, nerves, organs, lymphatic system, chromosomes, spine, vertebrae, muscles, ligaments, glands, and teeth. And then you can optimize these areas in your body. It's like so easy to. You just basically click a button that says optimize to send the optimizing frequencies, and then those shift those areas right back into their optimal state. The results in this report is about a 35-page chart, um, that you can look at whether you want to see it in chart mode, or you can look at it in image mode, which is really cool. We're going to show you that on the next slide. And usually what happens is energetically the scale will show between a 1 and a 9, and 5 is being most balanced, and that's like what Naomi referred to on the other side, the greens. So that's when it's like in range, it's in a healthy mode. Um, but what we would be more concerned with is something that shows up in red that's a 1 or a 9, which could be symptomatic of something acute or chronic going on in the body.
Okay, so this is the image view of the comprehensive report. In this section, we're looking at the organs and specifically the skin cross section. So you can see how detailed this imagery is when you're looking at each in particular section. When you go to the report and you have the app, you can actually click on those little blue lines and it'll section off where you are. Sometimes when we get really into detail, you can even make the image larger so you can read it better and things like that. Here we have the colors as well. So we're going to be looking for reds and greens, but more particularly the ones that remain red. Those are the ones that we're going to dig in a little deeper. But what I love about this is that you can use this app two ways for this specific report. And so you can use it for just kind of like your daily view and see how things are going, or just particularly to optimize. I mean, if you really just wanted to run the scan and optimize it, you don't even have to look at the reports. You just know that you're getting those balancing frequencies that the system knows that you need. But another great way to use this is when there are acute issues and you want to specify exactly what that root cause is. And that's when you would come here. So I have three children, I have athletes. And so oftentimes, as you can imagine, they get a lot of aches and pains, and we're looking at things. And so in particular, I know my son plays football. He had a lot of ankle issues coming up, and so we could then tell exactly where he had issues. That's where you see here, and it's pointing to the foot in particular. So there's a lot of bones in there, right, that we're looking at. But even for my other son, who's a gymnast, we had a injury in the neck, which was really, really scary. And so we were able to isolate exactly where it was. And when I took him to the chiropractor, his X-rays matched up almost perfectly. Like, it was like a perfect image to what we had here on the app. So it really is, there's trustworthiness into this, and it really is a tool that when you need just that immediate information, you really do have it in the palm of your hands.
Yeah, I love that, Naomi. That's such a great testimony about your son with the issue with the neck. I
That was
know.
scary.
Yeah, it's so scary. And just to be able to have this tool to check in and see like, oh, okay, it's this like, area right here. It's this specific bone. Let me like bring this into the chiropractor and show them. I know my chiropractor was completely blown away when I named the exact bone that was coming up for an injury for my little guy. So yeah, it's amazing.
For sure. And also too, I think, especially that the body is so interconnected. Sometimes we feel pains and we think it's from one thing. We might say, "Oh, I have this back pain." But when we dig deeper into a scan like this, you're finding, well, maybe there's something wrong with the kneecap or the knee, and that's attributing to some of this pain that they're feeling in the back. So it's really cool to look at this, hence the name comprehensive, right? And you're looking at the whole picture to find really that nitty-gritty root cause.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and now this is also from the comprehensive. This is a view of the dental scan. So um, what's beautiful about this is you can go in and see the connection of the teeth to the energies here. So every tooth is connected to either a gland or organ in the body. So when you see something coming up, like there's some reds over here on the left bicuspid, on the upper bicuspid, and if you go down to like the lower left, first bicuspid and one of the first molars, you see some of these reds showing up. And if you really want to dig in and identify some issues that could be going on, you can go through and look at like a tooth chart that really pulls in which organ is related to which tooth, and you can start really digging deeper and then look at your other parts of your scans to connect the dots, like, oh wow, this tooth is coming up and that's related with the kidney, and let me like go back and take another look at this. Maybe I need to look at the food that I'm taking in. Maybe there are too many oxalates in my diet that are having a negative effect on the kidney. It's just amazing when you start really digging in. It's so easy to learn with this tool, and there's so much training as well. So you can go as far deep into it as you'd like, but you can also just scan and optimize and see some amazing results. So yeah, this is very detailed structure of the dentin, the nerves in the teeth, and then the same thing with the spine. Chiropractors absolutely love this scan because you can really take the guessing out of it by identifying areas of the spine, the connective tissue in the spine. It also goes through the actual spinal cord and goes through the vertebrae. So you can see like if your L2 is out, or the specific area on the spine that could be giving you or your client an issue. So this is just a great way to really have complete visibility to what's going on in our own bodies. So I love this.
So the body system scan, this is one of my absolute favorites. It is a program that gives the ability to target either all or a specific body system. So you can see on the right-hand side, you have a lot of different areas that are clicked with the little blue and check icon, and you can either unclick or click. So it's going to provide detailed description of each system in the body, any potential causes for imbalances, and it will give personalized recommendations to improve those frequencies. And they're most likely lifestyle frequencies, things that we can change in our food, in supplements we take, and the activities that we participate in. The program finds the largest 65 trapped emotions, and I did say 65, and it lists which body system they are stored in and how they're affecting your body. So for those that are emotion code and body code, this is probably something that's gonna be really exciting for you because it's there. You can find it when you're muscle testing and things like that, but to actually see it from the system is truly mind blowing. It continues to optimize and remove imbalances over the next 3 days after a scan is done.
And I love that they recently added a hormone panel here. So if you have teenagers who are reaching that puberty level, and women going into menopause, or perhaps like pregnancy issues going on, like there's so much you can do with the hormone panel, and not just for women, for men too. So I'm really glad that they added this because it really does give a lot of insight into what's going on emotionally and hormonally with the body. So let's do a little deeper dive of the body systems report. I love how much detail these reports give. So on the left, you'll see a description of the digestive system and what it consists of, all of the organs that play a part in the digestive system, how it breaks down food, and then it goes into detail with like the liver, the small intestine, appendix, large intestine, stomach, pancreas. So it gives you a nice visual of what's actually set up in the body, and how to look at it from a different angle. So what I usually look at when I'm looking through these reports is I'll go through the chronic issues and then the acute issues. And it's nice to kind of see the layout of not only like what things pull from the vitals part of it, but also the emotional causes, because I would say 9 times out of 10, there is some sort of emotional component that is connected to what's going on physically in the body. So sometimes just addressing the emotional causes can actually help to relieve some of the physical things that are going on. So it's nice to see this all laid out. Clients love this because it's so much information, but it's easily digestible in the funny, we're doing the digestive system, but it's easily digestible in this format. It's like nicely bucketed into like a couple different groupings. And then at the bottom, you'll see ways to improve your digestive system. And this is specific to every single person that does this. So it's not just a generic thing, it's specific to you. So for this client, it was managing stress, chewing their food thoroughly. And sometimes like I think it was this client who, when I read the ways to improve, they were like, oh my gosh, chewing my food, that's like one of the biggest things that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm always rushing and I don't actually even chew all my food. I'm just like swallowing down and like hurrying out the door. I was like, well, the scanner picked that up, so you might want to slow down. Um, yeah, but this is a great way to really get a full coverage view of what's going on in each body system.
Yeah, what I like about it too is that it's teaching you. So for those that may not have a medical or, a holistic practitioner background and things like that, they can learn more about the body by looking at this, right? And so they begin to find the connections of, what emotion goes with which body system and all those kinds of things. So it's super exciting. I know my kids love to look at this and kind of learn a little bit more about what's going on. All right, the next module is the Cephi, Subtle Energy Frequency Imprinter. It is the powerhouse of this technology. We all love this piece. So it uses the scalar wave technology to broadcast frequencies, and that's to anyone in the world. You can load your pets, your spaces into the programming, and that's things like your office, your house, your kids' school, anywhere where you need those frequencies. You can imprint them, and you can do that into sugar pellets, jewelry, juice, water, and our renowned Cephi dots. The bottom photo there shows you it's just this hologram silicone dot, and you can imprint it and wear it for up to 3 days. Amazing. There are over 2,000 Cephis to choose from, and they include things like abundance and sleep well, anxiety, pain free, sports management if you need a little boost on your tennis tournament. There are frequencies to help with diabetes and COVID, but also things that are like detoxes. So things like Lyme and metals and viruses. And we have a wealth of Bach flowers, chakras, and homeopathic remedies in there as well. And you can see what it looks like a bit in the images on the right-hand side. And you basically just scroll through these thousands of different frequencies and you can select which frequency that you want.
Now, Quick Scan is another part of the app that I really use a lot. This has our supplement library in here, so you can actually scan in your supplements and do quick scans um, on yourself, on your clients, on your kids to see which supplements their body's in resonance with that they should take physically. So what can happen is that sometimes we take too many vitamins when our system may not actually need that vitamin every single day. So, depending on what your diet consists of, you may go to take a vitamin C or a vitamin D one day that actually your system doesn't really need. So, you don't want to overburden the liver. And also, it's a time saver, but also a money saver because you're not spending excess amount on vitamins that maybe you don't need that day. So I love that. And if you have a vitamin that is not in resonance with your body, it's not going to come up in your scans. So this is a big thing that happened to me in the beginning when I first started using the supplement library. I had a couple vitamins that I was paying like over $150 a month for that I had for over 6 months that I had been taking these vitamins. And guess what? They never came up in my supplement library. They were not in resonance with my body. I wasn't absorbing them. So month after month, I was spending money on these vitamins thinking that it was something that was a good match for me, but it really wasn't. So I would never be without this. I feel like it really is helpful in deciding what is good for your body and what isn't. Um, and it's also in here in the under quick scan, it's also a way to incorporate some energetic auras into your day. I know I use these in between doing some of my clearing. So if I'm going to be working with a client, sometimes I'll do a chakra clearing, and I'll do an aura clearing and then a shielding. And I feel like it just resets the energy before and after clients. And then you have 3 minute boosts that you can also use. And these are great for any time of day. Like if you need a supercharger to kind of get through your workday, you can play those frequencies. All you need is 3 minutes, and you're going to feel a complete shift in your energy. They have ones for focus, for relaxation, for grounding. And then another one that's great is the neuro aerobics.
Okay, so let's dig into the supplement library. It captures the energetic signature of the supplement. So you can also do essential oils, crystals, homeopathics, and vitamins, and many other things. It will then categorize and store the frequency within your library. So if you follow along on the left-hand side, you can enter the name. We typically will recommend to also include the vendor name so that this way you can make a distinction between different ones. Sometimes we have multiples and we want to make sure of the exact one that we need. Then we can even put them into categories. So here you see morning, midday, essential oils, and these are custom. So you can, as the app owner, can change any of these that match your frequency. So one that I have added in there is prayer. And so I put different scriptures in there. As I come across one that I feel like I really resonate with, I'll add it. And then it's pretty profound that when I do these scans, it's almost the exact scripture that I need for that moment in time will come up. It's pretty amazing. And then in the description, you'll want to add what it is. Is it an essential oil? Is it a crystal? Because sometimes we have different remedies. So I know I have maybe like a liquid form, a tincture of something versus the pill form. And then you'll want to add the dose. You'll want to add, is it the measurement? So is it milliliters? Is it a capsule? And that kind of thing. It will identify which supplement, homeopathic remedy, and detoxes are most in resonance with you at that moment. So when you do that scan, you can use this section all throughout the day. It's like Nicole said earlier, it definitely is a money saver because you're only taking the supplement when you actually need them. So you'll find sometimes you might have a 30-day supply and not use it for that whole 30 days. And you can, maybe get 60 days out of it or 90 days.
So, what would pair really well with a frequency app? And this is our bracelets. So, we have these wonderful bracelets that we use for imprinting, and they hold the frequencies for up to a month. So, they're made of sibin, black tourmaline, and silicone. You can get them in adult sizes, kid sizes. They come in different colors and themes. Like there's a chakra bracelet there, there's a tiger's eye one. I love them, especially for the kids. All three of my kids have bracelets, and we imprint frequencies on them week to week, depending on what they need. And it has made a significant difference, especially during the winter months. We have an immune playlist that we put on there, and that has really helped to protect them when other kids in the class are sick. They don't seem to pick up some of the viruses and bacteria energies because they're wearing the bracelet. So just for that alone, it's definitely worth it, I would say. They also do protect against EMF, and they create powerful negative ions, which we all need more of.
And training and Solex University. So there is a basic university training. You'll get a lot out of that free team training that we have when you sign up. Solek University provides this basic and then 3 phases of training courses as well. You can see them there on the right. That's an example of the first couple lessons of phase one. We have a wonderful customer service that can help you through. We also have mini courses that have been created, ones on stress, gut health, and so many more. But our specific team also offers many supportive groups. We have live trainings, masterminds, as well as one-to-one meetings with each other. And we offer 2 team healings for the entire team for those that sign up.
And we wanted to share with you some more amazing products by Solex because it's not just the scanner that we have, the scanner app. There's also a 660 red light ban, which is an amazing on the go red light therapy that everyone loves. That's one of our top bestseller. We also have the illuminator that works great for toning the skin, brightening the skin, and it does actually work for pain too. So there's dual use for that one. We have other supplements that we offer too, like methylene blue, which we can definitely invite you to another. We have a whole presentation actually for red light therapy and incorporating them with some of our Solex supplements. So feel free to ask us for information about that if you'd like to come to our next event on that one. And then we also have the Lightwave color therapy glasses. These are the same glasses that were mentioned in the inner voice scan. And you can use these with inner voice or you can use them without. Specific colors can do specific things. So I just know, for instance, like the yellow glasses are great when you're having issues with stomach. Like if you have an upset stomach and you wear the color therapy glasses, even just for 20 minutes, it can make a huge difference. So yeah, you can use those with or without inner voice. And then the Cephi dots were what Naomi mentioned earlier. You can program these hologrammable discs and they hold energies for up to 3 days. So that's a powerful one too. And you can re-imprint them when they're on the body as well. So that's nice that like should you have something else come up that you want in that Cephi dot, you can imprint it right then and there on the body. And then another top seller that is a newer product that came out is the AO Infinity One. And this incorporates red and blue light therapy, but also terahertz energy. So it is absolutely amazing. We would love to share more with you about that in our red light therapy presentation.
We'll share a couple testimonials here. After sending Cephis for a half hour to a client with severe morning sickness, this is what they had to say. I ate breakfast, then 2 hours later, and lunch, I think they're helping. I haven't had 2 meals in one day in like 2 months from Celeste. Another one says, I woke up with a headache, so I made a playlist, ran it for 20 minutes, no headache. Normally, I would have had to go take meds for this. Amazing, Suzanne.
So nothing beats the experience. For all who have attended today, we would like to offer you a complimentary scan. So please feel free to reach out and we would love to get you scanned.
And there's nothing greater than being empowered to take care of your own health. So we'd like to put that health back in your hands. And we thank you for joining us.